Hey everyone, wanted to talk today a little bit about the mind, and because I know so many of us struggle with our own minds, and a quick frame that I view my own mind through and that I've helped with my clients, and then some questions that we can ask ourselves to clear that up. So, from the perspective of sort of quantum physics, the mind is infinite, right? Like the nature of the mind, right? That's encased inside our brain with thought forms and beliefs and an identity and a self concept. Well, most of us struggle with the sheer amount of activity that is happening between our ears. There's a few frames that have helped me make a massive difference to my relationship with my mind, and I'm just going to give you two very quickly now. Number one is that the mind is not encased in the brain, and to know the difference between the mind and the brain, the mind being the sort of non-physical electromagnetic activity and the brain being the physical casing that holds that. As soon as you realize you've got a spinal column and a central nervous system and you go and learn about the autonomic nervous system, suddenly all that pressure that we localize in this sort of like area of ourselves can get spread through the body. And that's where something like physical exercise can make a huge difference to the amount of pressure we feel in our heads. But I just think it's deeper than that, and that is that by understanding the nervous system, we can understand that our mind is through our body and that the body mind connection, and so by moving the body, we can alleviate the pressure in the mind. The other frame that I like to look at this through is that it's a bit like a computer, and that is if you haven't cleared the cache and if you haven't emptied the bin and you haven't put things in the right folders, and you have all the tabs open, I'm sure some of this language is resonating with a few people, then it can be an absolute mess. So we've got to stay ordered, and this is why the Zen Buddhists say we have to treat our mind like a beautiful garden, right? So like a computer desktop, we need to keep things ordered and we need to know where they're located. But most of us have just got a junkyard. That's what I've heard this saying once, which is our mind are the junkyards of other people's ideas. So, how do we clear up the junkyard? This is one of the things we do in breakthrough mapping through the coaching process. We ask three really big questions. Where have I been? Where am I now? And where am I going? And we ask those questions to the furthest possible point we can as a means of ordering, reordering, finding patterns, but also our framing of the present moment is determined by our relationship with the past and our relationship with the future. To give you an idea of that, if you have no hope in the future, there's no meaning in the present. Okay? Hope in the future or a vision of the future is directly related to alignment and meaning and depth in the moment. If you come from a traumatic background where there's been pain and suffering and there is a propensity to avoid that or over-identify with it, that will align that will that makes the moment reinterpreted by all of that. So what we do is we answer those three questions, and you can do this in counseling or coaching, therapy, mentoring, sponsoring with a good friend, but just to look at it. Where have I been? Like really, where have I been? Where am I now? Like actually, where am I now? And where am I headed? And to see that through as realistic a view as possible and to do the work involved in clearing up all of that data. That data clearance is a cache clear on the computer. And it is an emptying of the bin. And if you get your operating system upgraded on your computer and you put everything in the right folder and you clear the cache and you empty the bin, the computer runs faster. So there's just a few ideas to maybe help a few of you might have a busy mind, body-mind connection and processing.